Happy Friday, Junior, y'all. So, I'm going to do like a get ready with me while I talk to you all today because I have to get ready for something and I wanted to give y'all another live stream. Okay. So, today I want to talk about how you cannot allow men to overpromise and then underperform. I ended up spelling it wrong. I'll just have to change it later, but that's what I meant. Okay. To overpromise and then underperform. This is something that men commonly do. And I really wouldn't even just keep it to men. I really do think it's just a human nature thing where it's very easy for you to say that you're going to do something because when you say that you're going to do something, it kind of gives you the feeling as though you already did it. So, this is why a lot of people say that, like, you shouldn't even say what your plans are. You shouldn't even say, your goals are or anything like that because essentially it's going to give you this false sense that you accomplished it already, even when you didn't. And the thing about it is that men like to use this to their advantage because women subconsciously are always seeking what they want to hear because usually once you tell a woman what she wants to hear, she's going to paint a fantasy in her brain and pretty much lie to herself about it happening already. And so during this live stream, I kind of want to remind women to not do that and to remind women to take everything that men are saying with a grain of salt and to not give much stock into what they're saying until it's actually done. So yeah, but before I get into that, y'all already know, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. In the link tree, I have my Patreon, which will teach you with male manipulation tactics. Today I just made a post on there letting you guys know what careers you can go into where you can use your femininity, your beauty, your charm, etc., etc. I have like manifestations on there. I have a lot of things that are exclusive to the Patreon that's not on here, and it's $7 a month. I also have my membership tiers where I have exclusive live content on there, exclusive content that you cannot see on the main channel. I have 3 tiers on there. And then last but not least, to all my girlies who are not getting fulfilled in the bedroom, if you did not know, I have a partnership with the brand Womanizer. They sent me this wonderful toy here. This is called the Enhance, and it is for clitoral stimulation, and it's actually like a really, really nice toy because they give you 2 functions. So you have one function that's like the air suction, and then you have another function that's for the vibration. So if you're a sensitive girly, this is like really, really good for you because you could either use both the suction and the vibration, or you could just use one or the other. And there are also a ton of vibration settings on here. I do have a code. It is AFF-Queen. They are running a 50% off special right now. So you can use my code in addition to the 50% off. So A as in Apple, F as in Frank, F as in Frank, -Queen. And don't forget, you can use that in conjunction with the 50% off deal that they have going on right now because we ain't got time for STDs. We ain't got time for, you don't know what you're sharing these men's PPs with. You don't know if you're sharing it with another man. You don't know if you're sharing it with an animal. You don't know if you're sharing it with, a mattress. So, just stay safe out there, ladies. And what better way to stay safe than to get you a nice little toy and be guaranteed to get fulfilled, because the last thing I want to do is to be sharing PP with a turkey, another man, and he ain't even getting me there, child. No, that's what we not about to do. So check out Womanizer. They gonna take real good care of y'all over there, and that is also in my link tree. So back to our schedule programming. So not falling victim to these men that are over promising to you. Okay, You just gotta hear men and not listen. Okay, that's the best thing for you to always do. Hear them, don't listen. Okay, so they'll be like, oh yeah, you're my type and you're the woman I've been looking for. And, when I make it, I'm going to take such good care of you. When I'm looking for a wife, just, child, I just be hearing. I don't be listening to what they're saying. I hear the words and I'm not listening to a goddamn thing that they're saying. I'll believe it when I see it. And that's the energy that you have to have with them. Nothing, you should always look at men understanding that what they say does not matter until you see it. Okay? You are deaf when it comes to dealing with men. You are deaf. That's why they say talk is cheap. Talk is cheap because people can tell you anything. People literally can tell you anything. That is why talk is cheap. You are deaf with 20/20 vision. That's how you have to deal with men. You're deaf with 20/20 vision. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear anything that you are saying because men will tell you anything. Men will tell you anything, and it's very easy for them to tell you anything because it also strokes their ego. Because, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, naturally, men are already going to feel like they accomplished it just by telling you that they have a goal to accomplish it, or they have a goal to, actually do it. So that's another thing too that you have to understand. And also understanding that you have something that men want. Okay. Some of you all may have multiple things that men want. And so by understanding that, you also will quickly realize that why wouldn't they tell you what you want to hear? Okay. You have something that they want. Why wouldn't they lie to you? Why wouldn't they future fake? Come on, men are desperate. If men are out here sleeping with turkeys and iguanas and putting their pee in other people's booty hole, that should already tell you that they're desperate. Okay, if they're desperate enough to do that, they're desperate enough to tell you whatever it is that you want to hear to be able to get access to you. I know I spelled it wrong in the thumbnail. I can't change it now. I have to change it after the live stream. Y'all will be okay. So yeah, just understanding that a person that's really serious, they're not going to ever have to tell you any of that. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, you can't put yourself in a situation where you're getting impressed by what men have to say to you. That really shouldn't be enough to impress you. If it is enough to impress you, you really got to reevaluate where your mind and where your brain is when it comes to when it comes to what you deem to be like enough or satisfactory. You know what I mean? Because that's also how a lot of women end up settling. And that's also how they kind of groom you and train you into looking at their potential. The reason why women fall for men's potential so much is because he told you enough like sweet nothings to get you to want to invest in his potential. That's why you fell for his potential. Oh, don't worry. I am, looking to, finish medical school. Like I'll be done with medical school in 8 years. And, before you know it, I'll be a medical doctor and then I'm going to be able to take care of everything and you won't have to worry about paying any bills and They're going to sell you what they need to sell you to get you to invest in their dream. Okay. And there's no guarantee that you're going to get a return on your investment. Okay. Hold on. Y'all already know I'm going to be in the comment section looking to see what person to get out of here. Okay. So we're going to kick this person out. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I kicked that person out. So, yeah, A lot of women will end up dealing with men for their potential because they sold you a really good dream. Okay. They sold you a really, really good dream, and you believe in their dream. And so you keep reminding yourself of, oh, well, he told me, so you're on year 2, and then you're on year 5, and then you're on year 7, and then you're on year 10. And then before you know it, you're on year 15, and you're like, he isn't doing any of this stuff. Like, he barely made it out of medical school. Like, he barely made it out of medical school. We have debt to pay. Now you're helping him pay off the debt. And so guess what? Now what they're going to do is they're going to give you the next big promise. Once our debt is paid down, then we're going to start going on more vacations, and don't worry, we're going to get a nanny, we're going to get a maid. Now they go on to the next step of them over promising what's going to be next. So that's what they tend to do. They will just they want to tell you what it is that they're going to do and emotionally breadcrumb you, because that's essentially what that is. When men are telling you constantly what they're going to do, if what you do is going to yield this result, that's another thing too. Men that are telling you, if you do this, it will yield this result, you better be doing it because you truly want to do it, not because you want that certain type of result, because that's usually how men are going to get you. That's usually how they're going to get you to invest and get nothing out of it. They will make a promise and say, if you do XYZ, then I will do XYZ. How do you know that? Are you willing to risk? You willing to bet your life on that? Are you willing to bet your life on the fact that whatever investment a man is asking you to make into him, you willing to bet your life on him actually making do on what it is that he claims that he's going to do if you do give in, said time investment, energy investment, financial investment, XYZ? If you wouldn't bet your life on it, you should never be doing it. You should never be doing it, because the last thing you should ever want as a woman is to look back on investing time with a man, and then you're over here telling everybody the story. You're telling everybody the story on how things happen to you guys, and you're sitting here saying, but he told me, but he told me, huh, but he told me, but he told me won't be able to save you. Okay. You can't file no lawsuit with, but he told me. There's no compensation that you can get from, but he told me. That's the reason why he told you. That's the reason why he told you, because talk is cheap. It's not worth anything. That's the reason why they're always going to tell you all those things. They can't face any repercussion from what they told you. It's your job to ask yourself, okay, what if he's telling me this and it actually doesn't happen? Am I willing to do all of these things even if what he tells me doesn't happen? That's what you should always be asking yourself. If you cannot accept the fact that that might not happen, and what he's telling you may not come into fruition, then you are better off not doing it, because there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. And then you're going to look back after all of what you invested, and you're going to realize you invested too much. And then you're going to be bitter, angry, upset over it. Honestly, you're going to be so bitter and so angry that you wasted all of that time with nothing to show for it. You did it all for a few I love yous in the false promise of not getting cheated on. For a lot of women, that's all it takes for them to believe what a man is telling them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine believing what a man says, all in hopes that you can be the only woman that he's with? That's a cheap rate. That's a mighty cheap rate to price yourself at. I'm going to believe everything that he says. I'm going to believe everything that he says, because as long as I believe everything he says, and as long as I believe that, I'm the only woman, I'll be the only one that he deals with, as long as I believe in his dream. Like, what? So the price of your investment, of your time, of your energy, of your body, of your emotional labor, of your domestic labor, is just a man saying, mind you, saying once again, saying that you're going to be the only woman that he's dealing with. That's how much you cost his words at that point. You're literally putting your price at words. All for you to have an investment in a man, all it takes is for you to be told that you'll be the only woman that he decides to deal with. And that's enough for you to put a full investment into a man. Your money, your time, your energy, your body, your everything. And like I said before, women think finding a man with money is hard. Huh. Give it about 5-10 years. A man having money, the new currency in 5 to 10 years will be finding a man that actually ain't gay. We're reaching the peak. We're reaching the peak with, you know, being unsuccessful with finding a man that has money. Child, the new man that's going to be a top tier man is just one that's straight. Women like what they hear and men like what they see. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. I cannot stand these corny quotes. Like, no. Like, that's really going to be the new conversations. Where are all the straight men at? What happened? We went from where did all the good men go to where did all the men with money go to where did all the straight men go? The evolution of men. I'm telling you, that's why I did that video on that rat, the Calhoun study. That's why I did a video on it, because I'm telling you that video on the Calhoun study clearly said that the rats, through that utopia that Calhoun gave those rats, they was turning into booty warriors. They was turning into booty monsters. That's unfortunate for your best friend, but the thing that I had to learn, see, my thing is this: I've never had a hard time dropping women off out of my life because they were male centered. Because the thing about it is that, like, women that are male centered tend to not really care about the danger that the man that they're picking. They don't really care about the danger that a man that they pick poses to other people. And that can be very dangerous for you as a woman if you decide to deal with a woman that's male centered. And it's never worth it. It's a lot of people in the world. It's a lot of people in the world. I guarantee that friend, they can be replaced by somebody else that's not male centered. I promise you. I promise you they can be replaced by somebody else that is level headed enough to not put themselves or other people in proximity. Because the thing I have about it is that, like, when they're real male centered like that, they'll be with a man that's real dangerous, real dangerous, and then they will complain to you about how dangerous the man is, still go back to him, and then they want your help when the man poses a danger to them. They then call you crazy and call you all types of names when you tell them that they shouldn't be dealing with the man. It's like, no. And the thing about it, I get exhausted too easily by people. So I've always had a low tolerance for male centered women. Yeah, a lot of these men are DL because men are hypersexual. And with all the thing about it is that whatever men are exposed to, naturally, they're going to up the ante on what they are exposed to. Right? So these men have access to OnlyFans, they have access to porn, they have access to half naked women on Instagram. So it's like a caffeine tolerance or an alcohol or alcoholic. Once once you've reached a level of tolerance, you want to start giving yourself more to kind of offset that level of tolerance. That's how men are when it comes to their hypersexuality. So when they have access to all these women, they become numb to watching porn. They become numb to watching half naked women because it's so easily accessible. So they build a tolerance to that. And so they're like, okay, what's the next best thing that I can seek out? What's a thrilling thing that I can seek out? And so for a lot of them, that next thing that they're seeking out that's going to be thrilling and exciting for them is a man. I don't have time. And someone was mentioning prep. Someone mentioned prep in the chat. Chow. I just posted a video about it again on TikTok because there are still women out here. There are still women out here who are like, but what if I get R-worded? Okay, I work in healthcare. You taking prep because there's a potential that you may get R-worded will literally be like all of the medical professionals taking prep because they may be in contact with a patient that has HIV and they may contract HIV from that patient. No, healthcare workers are not taking PrEP in the event they might get HIV. And we're around it a lot more often than the general public is. No, that's what the post exposure is for. It's post exposure for a reason. Just in case you are in contact with the virus, then you will do your post exposure. No, I'm not going to sit here and fuck up my liver and my kidneys and my bones just in case something may happen. And what a lot of women don't realize is that once again, you're enabling men to not take care of themselves, all because you want to have one so bad. Women are willing to fuck up their kidney function, have to take another pill in the future, all because they want to enable some booty warrior. No, I'm sorry. And then the thing about it is that, okay, PrEP only prevents one STD. So what are you going to do with all the other ones? What about your chlamydia, your gonorrhea, your herpes, your HPV? What you going to do about all of those? PrEP doesn't protect against those. So you're going to ruin yourself with all of those side effects to protect yourself from one thing. And everyone's so anti-condom. Women are so afraid that they're going to lose out on a man because he wants to raw dog her. And it's just like, okay, if you want to raw dog me, that means you're raw dogging a man. That means you're raw dogging everybody else. Why would you even want to share your body with somebody that doesn't want to protect theirs? That says a lot about you as a person. I'm not dealing with a person that wouldn't want to protect their own body because that means that they wouldn't want to protect mine. Nope. No, thank you. Nope. Nope, we're not doing that over here. Also, another thing that women have to realize when it comes to men overpromising, it's a false way for women to gain validation. That's another thing that women have to be very cautious of. Because you get a dopamine hit when someone says something like that to you. Oh, I want to marry you. I can't wait to marry you. I can't wait until I do this for you. That's a dopamine hit. So when they say all the right things, they see you smile, they see you happening, they want to reinforce that more. So they understand like, oh, as long as I tell her what she wants to hear, she's going to be smiling and happy. So then you start to hope. The thing that's always going to keep women in relationships that are bad for them is hope. That's the one thing that men are looking for you to have in them. I want you to believe in me. I want you to have hope, and I want you to believe in my dreams. Yeah. Hope will keep you stuck longer Hope will keep you stuck a lot longer than reality will. That's the reason why they want you to build with them. They want you to build with them because they want you to see, they want you to tell yourself that there's a end result, that this will all pay off. No, I'm telling you, it won't pay off. Not regarding another person. Nope. And then that tends to make men feel powerful when they know that they have control over your reactions and your emotions like that. So they know when they're promising things to you, and they know when they are telling you all of these things, they know it's getting a reaction out of you. The number one way that men are going to harvest your energy is through your emotional reactions. That's the number one way. You wanna create a dynamic where men are gonna lose the game. Don't give them any emotional reaction. That's why I just block them. As soon as they come over here, I don't argue with these people. I don't argue with these people. Sometimes in the comments I'll have the time. I will. Sometimes in the comments I'll have the time, and then guess what? I just block them right after. But most of the time, I just block them. You're not getting a reaction out of me. My energy costs too much. My energy costs way too much to give it to you. So I'll just block you. So even, you have to think, even a positive emotion, even a positive emotional reaction is enough to make men feel powerful over you. Is still something that they will try to use against you. Men do not know how to transmute energy to make money, but they know how to transmute a woman's emotions to control her. And that should tell you everything that you need to know about men. They definitely know how to transmute a woman's emotions. They know how to alchemize that, but they don't know how to alchemize anything to make money. They don't know how to alchemize a skill or an idea to make money. But you know how to alchemize a woman's emotions to have her be at your whim and do whatever you want her to do. Just lazy. Just pure laziness. Yeah, exactly. Hope and promises don't hold any currency. Can you go buy a house? Can you buy a house and say, with no credit, with no money, with no down payment, can you go get a house right now and say, well, I'm looking for jobs right now, and I have a job interview tomorrow, and they're offering to pay me $50 an hour, and I promise, I hope I get the job, and but once I get the job, if I get the job, I promise I'll pay the monthly mortgage of $1,800 a month. Then people gonna look at you like you fucking crazy. Until you can buy a house, a car, a rental property, a business, until you can buy any of those with a hope and a promise, you should never be allowing men to gain access to you based off of them giving you hope and making you promises. Because that's not an accepted form of currency anywhere. The only place that that's an accepted form of currency is in a woman's heart. No. No, 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 no. Today's the day, ladies. Today's the day, ladies. We're doing better. We're doing better than that. Okay? We need to see what it is that these men are actually claiming that they're giving you. Until you've seen it with your own eyes, you've touched it, it doesn't exist. Which is why when it comes to your emotional reaction, them compliments, them making promises, don't be smiling. Keep a straight face. Always keep a straight face. Don't be smiling all big. No, because they already know, oh, she actually believes me. She's smiling, and this is all I have to do. All I have to do is just tell her what I'm going to do. instead of actually doing it. And then the thing about it is that y'all will go and run. I already know a woman is too far gone when she starts bragging to her homegirls about what a man told her. Honestly, as soon as she starts saying, he told me that I was the only girl that he was talking to, and he told me he actually told his mama about me, and he told his friends about me. That's I already know she's easy to be manipulated. As soon as a woman starts bragging about what she said that a man told her, I already know what the outcome is about to be after that. I already know we got a future goner. This man about to play her like a fiddle. Because why are you bragging about what a man told you? Why, if you're a woman and you're getting excited to spill tea to the girls about what a man told you, I need you to reevaluate. I need you to look around. I need you to look around and ask yourself, okay, is it in front of me? Can I touch it? Can I use it? Is this benefiting me in any way? If you can't do that, child, you giving a man credit for you giving him credit he don't deserve. And that really is the issue with a lot of women. You'll give men credit. This is why men can get away with giving the bare minimum. They get away with doing the bare minimum because y'all want to give them credit for breathing. Hold on. Hello. Okay, so anyway, it's like, come on. Like, I don't have time. I don't have time to deal with all of that. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Queen needs to unbrainwash womankind. I'm trying. I'm trying, child. When I tell you I'm trying, I'm really trying. I'm trying so hard. But the harsh reality, okay, the harsh reality is that most people are just going to have to learn from experience, okay? Most women are going to have to learn from experience. It just is what it is. Honestly, it just is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. A lot of these women will be like, "Oh, that's so mean and that's not fair." And da, da, da. No. Men should be put in a situation where they should have to work hard. It's literally biologically proven, or it's literally proven hormonally, that men do very well under stress. Men do very well under stress. They need to be working to impress you. You shouldn't be getting impressed by them talking. I mean, we literally live in a world where women are like, he opened up to me and I love how vulnerable he is. And it's like, did you even consider if the vulnerability was real or not? Did you ever consider that the vulnerability was actually something legitimate? Like what? Did you actually consider that vulnerability was not done with any malice or ill intent? A lot of the time when men do things that's too good to be true, it really is too good to be true. It's not real. It's not real. Yes, exactly. If a man wants to take me on a date, I need a fee up paid up front in case he's a no call, no show. I treat dating like a business kind of. Well, and not only that, here's the thing. I think when women are just so used to having to do everything a lot of the time, you're used to having to reach a beauty standard, like you're used to having to present yourself a certain type of way. Over time, women don't realize the true investment that they're making into themselves and toward themselves. They're not realizing it. So what tends to happen? What tends to happen is that women will sit here and you are actually not you're actually not looking at how big of an investment that you're putting into yourself, where you will overlook the fact that if I'm putting a large investment into myself, what would make you think that you can come into my life and not add anything, that you cannot put an investment into my life? Because men think, in men's brains, women just wake up beautiful. Like, no. The clear skin that you see, the clear skin that you see, that's like 100, $200 investment. Plus what? We'll just say 30 minutes daily of time investment for just your skincare alone. And that's not counting if you're getting Botox. That's not counting if you're getting anything done outside of just your skincare that you're using to maintain at home. That's not counting your PRP. That's not counting your micro needling, your facials, your microdermabrasion. That's not that's not counting anything of that. Then your body, the investment that you're putting into your body. You're getting the nicest Lululemon, outfit sets. You got multiple pairs of gym shoes to rotate. You're investing an hour into the gym. You're investing money for clean, healthy, organic food. That's an investment. And you mean to tell me you're investing all this time, all this money, all this effort, all this energy, and you're pricing yourself at words? You're making all of these sound investments into yourself, and you've priced yourself at words? That's insanity. That's absolute insanity. No, I'm sorry, that's not enough. You can't buy anything with words. You cannot obtain or purchase anything with words. No. And that's for a reason. Talk is cheap. Put your price higher, put your value higher, put your worth higher. You're a lot more deserving than just somebody telling you something. Just someone using words. Like, no. Someone should be telling you that they're going to give you the world, and then before you know it, the world is right there in front of you. Because if you can't really give me the world, then you're just saying that just to say it, which in my opinion would make you a liar. Honestly, if a person's telling you something and they're not performing on what it is that they're telling you, technically they're a liar. Like, am it right? That makes sense, right? You would technically be a liar. I have to be quiet for the eyeliner part until I start filling it in. I am not a big fan of this eyeliner, honestly. Not a big fan of this eyeliner, but I accidentally bought it. I accidentally bought it, so I just said forget it. I prefer liquid liner more than felt tip. Felt tip bleeds too much for me. Like this eyeliner bleeds. And I do have a liquid liner, but honestly, I'm trying to hurry up and use this felt tip because I don't want to keep using it. It's not bad. It's not bad, but like it's already bleeding. And honestly, I really shouldn't have used this. I'm being completely honest. I shouldn't use this liner. And I don't spend a lot on liquid liner. I just get the NYX brand. I do. I just get the NYX brand. Hold on, y'all. Chow no. Chow no. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row with stuff for like the channel and stuff for like content creating or whatever. And I don't like it when people don't give me confirmations. And so essentially I was in a predicament where I didn't have confirmation for something. And so I had to leave the person an email. And I'm like, listen, if I don't get a confirmation by XYZ, then like I'm not going to, do whatever it is. And so they had to let me know that like it was like confirmed or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Plus, y'all should be able to hear me now. It's off being muted. So y'all should be able to hear me. Just put a one in the chat to let me know that y'all can hear me. Put a one in the chat to let me know that y'all can hear me because it says that my mic is back on. So, and I see it says that it's lit up green, but I feel like y'all would have told me that. Y'all would have told me by now that it was still muted, but that's the reason why. Trust me, I ain't got no boo, man or woman. I ain't got no boo, man or woman that I'm checking for. Y'all are my boos. Y'all are my boos. I'm loyal to y'all and faithful to y'all and here to serve y'all. Y'all are my boos. So y'all ain't got to worry. I'm not going to cheat on y'all. I'm not going to cheat on y'all. I also got to get a new phone today. I do. I got to get a new phone today. I've had the same broken, fucked up iPhone 12 for like 6 years. And I create so much content. I don't have any room on my phone. I've literally gotten to the point where I had to start offloading apps and doing all this craziness. And so I was like, bitch, it's time to quit being cheap and get your ass a new phone. So I got to get a new phone. And honestly, I'm probably going to change my number too. Honestly, probably going to change my number too. Actually, not probably. A bitch is changing her number today. I've ascended. I've had the same number since I was fucking 14. It's time for a bitch to get a new number. Where I'm going, where I'm headed, the people that have my number don't deserve to have access to me. Okay. They sure the fuck don't. Thank you. Y'all say y'all better not cheat on us. So excited for my pole class Saturday. Nice. I tried a new studio this week. I went Wednesday and then yesterday. No, I went Tuesday and then yesterday because today's Thursday. I went Tuesday and then yesterday. And honestly, I like because one of the classes was kind of like a replacement for a class that I would take on Saturday at the first studio that I would go to. But I actually like how the other studio does the class better because it's more conditioning and strengthening that will be very beneficial to me when it comes to my pole journey and getting stronger. So I'm definitely going to replace that class at the new studio with the class that I was getting at the other studio. Like I literally bought an unlimited membership. And then there's another class that I took on Tuesday. I'm gonna start taking that. So I paid for a $300 unlimited membership at that place. And I'm gonna take 2 classes on Friday back there too. But I'm gonna go back to the old studio tonight. Because I don't think my old studio has an unlimited membership. And yeah, my photo shoots today. Damn, 89 is so cheap. That's nice. 89 is so cheap. I think another reason why I kind of like this pole place better is because a lot of the people come from like more of like a personal trainer background, like the owner's the dietitian. Um, and I feel as though, in my opinion, like for me personally, it's nice for me to have more understanding of like muscle engagement and anatomy and things like that, like along with your pole journey. Because the thing about it is that like I've been doing pole fitness for so long, and sometimes it tends to be very repetitive on what they're telling you to do, but it actually does not reflect with what you should be doing. Like whenever people are doing like grips for invert, they're always like, put the pole in your armpit. And it's like, technically it's not supposed to go on your armpit. It's supposed to go where your bicep is. But like, I'm undiagnosed, but I know I'm neurodivergent. I need shit very literal. That's the reason why I'm such a strong communicator, because I'm going to tell you every little nuance. I'm going to tell you every little morsel of information that you can possibly get. That way it will be foolproof. Like there will be no need for anyone to miscomprehend what it is that I'm saying. I'm going to give you every little morsel of information that you need. So it's like no fail information. Because the thing about it was that I used to not always be like that. My communication used to be very poor. But I hate repeating myself so much. And so I remember working in healthcare. I remember when I first started working in healthcare, I would tell my patients directions, and they wouldn't follow the directions. And I would, instead of me being like, they're fucking stupid or they're not listening, I started asking myself, I'm like, how can I make these directions more clear cut? And I just started realizing, like, no diss to people, but like we do read at a sixth grade level here in the United States. And so I literally was like, you got to start talking to people like they're sixth graders. Honestly, that's just the harsh reality. I'm like, I'm not going to get myself all bent out of shape because people can't comprehend. I'm going to just talk to them. I'm going to just talk to them and meet them where they're at. This is just exactly the reminder I needed today. Of course, I want the ladies to know their worth. But that's another thing too, you know, for real effort, okay, like real effort requires structure, okay? Like a man actually putting in the effort and the energy, it requires structure. Words don't require discipline. Words don't require any structure at all. You know, in order for someone to really deliver on a promise, that takes time, that takes energy, and that also takes delayed gratification. People don't like delayed gratification. People, actually, I would go as far as to say people hate delayed gratification. They don't like it at all. And so essentially a lot of men will replace words with effort, and that should never be good enough for you. Never. Don't ever allow a man's words to be good enough for you. No. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Nope. Behind every, oh, I did this, oh, I did that. Okay, show me. Show me what you did. And even then you can't give them cookies because it should be, okay, well, how is that gonna benefit me? How is what you did gonna benefit me? And the thing about it is this, as a woman, a man's life should already reflect the fact that he has discipline and he has resilience, he has grit. Because the thing about it is that in order for a man to display that long term over time, those have to be values. Okay? You will deter a lot of men when you start practicing a value system within your life. It's not about what a man can and cannot do. It's about what a man's values are. And if those values are actually intrinsic to his being. But see, we've normalized this idea that you'll be the perfect one and a man will change for you. No, no. Because then if you're no longer in the man's life, he's going to revert to the person that he was, which means that that's not a value to him. That's him having that lifestyle or that discipline or wanting to make a woman happy. That's not a value to him. A man that actually values making a woman happy, a man that actually values working hard because it's important to him, those are going to be the men that are not going to have a problem doing that. The men that are only doing it because they want a woman, the men that are only doing it because they want accolades, they want their ego boosted, that's not going to last long. It has to be a value that is intrinsic to him. Has to be an intrinsic value. Most people, especially men, operate off of extrinsic value, which is simply, it's like going to the gym and like having a nice body. Like you're not going to the gym because you want to be healthy. You're not going to the gym because you don't want to have high blood pressure or high A1C or et cetera, et cetera. You're not doing it because of that. You're just doing it because you want to look good in a bathing suit or whatever. That's not enough. That's not going to be enough. It's going to be very hard for you to stay on board if you have that mindset with what it is that you're going to do. You have to value something because you have a greater purpose. You have a greater purpose outside something external. And most people, especially men, don't. Men typically seek purpose for everything external. They only want the nice car to get the hot girl. They only want the high earning job to be able to pick from all the women that they want. They don't actually want the they don't actually want the job that they're working to help people or to make a difference, or, because they have some, story that inspired them to go into it. No. No wonder they have no nut November. Y'all are funny. Y'all are comical. How you feel about the gel eyeliner? I don't think I've ever used gel eyeliner, honestly. I don't. I don't think I've ever used gel eyeliner. Ever. Give me a second. I can't use my glitter. I can't use my glitter eyeliner or glitter finishing spray. Gotta use my normal one. Yeah, you need to believe in actions. I'm telling you. Actions will tell you everything you need to know. And guess what? Don't be afraid of walking away when they don't show you the action. That's the most important thing. Too many women, oh, I feel bad. And if I don't believe in them, who else is going to believe in them? There's plenty of pick niches out there. Don't be one of them. Don't be one of them. Leave that to pick niche to believe in his empty dream that he ain't put in the work and effort and discipline into. Don't let it be you. Leave it up to somebody else to do that. Make it somebody else's problem. Don't be afraid to leave when they don't deliver. If you order furniture and the furniture company say, you already done paid money and invested in the furniture, you already done paid your $2,000 for the furniture, and they say, well, furniture is going to get delivered on August 22nd, and then August 22nd get here. August 22nd get here, they don't deliver your furniture. Come on. You gonna be satisfied about not getting your furniture delivered after you done already invested the money? No. How do I move through grief after heartbreak? I've been doing pretty well, and I got my A kicked by grief at the grocery store. What did you see? A sausage or something? You saw a sausage that reminded you of him? Stop. You saw you a big fat old sausage that reminded you of him, girl, and the grief started kicking in. Shame on me. Shame on me. I'm sorry. Honestly, you just have to take your grief and put it into something else. I'm always tell y'all the same thing. Get a hobby. All right. Get a hobby, get a passion, go out with the homegirls. Just stay busy. Stay busy. Right. She saw a baby carrot and she started grieving. She started grieving the fact that she was even putting up with that. She was like, Lord, I'm grieving the fact I was even putting up with this shit and faking it the whole time. She grieving all her missed orgasms. That's what I told y'all. Y'all gotta get the womanizer, y'all. I'm telling y'all gotta get her. Y'all gotta get her. She's waterproof, magnetic charging, body safe silicone, and it's 2-in-1, air and vibration. This will help you grieve. This will help you get over your grief, girl. I'm telling you, this will help you get over your grief. You'll be crying over that sausage one day, and after you use that, you'll forget all about it. I'm telling you. And she vibrates and she suctions, so you can use both or one or the other. And she's got multiple settings on the vibration and on the suction. Like, come on. You ain't gotta grieve none of that when you got one of them. Link is in my link tree. Code AFF-Queen. and they got 50% off. They're running a 50% off sale. Plus, you can use my coupon code in addition. Y'all will be okay. Promise y'all. Y'all will be okay. But no, honestly, on a serious note, I think a lot of the time women are not even grieving. A lot of the time women are not even grieving the actual relationship. They're grieving what they wanted the relationship to be. Honestly, you're just grieving who you wanted that man to be or who you thought he was. You're just holding on to really good memories a lot of the time when you're grieving. At least for me, that's what helps me grieve. Like, you'll remember the cuddles and, the compliments and the fun memories. And then it's like Jody off of Baby Boy when she's doing her flashback of all the stuff, like all the good times that she was having with Jody. And then behind every good flashback was him treating her like crap. And it was bringing her back to her senses. That's how you kind of have to think when you're grieving a breakup. You gotta think of the good memory will come, and then think about the bad memories. And then usually that always helps me. Yeah, yes, Lola, I'm telling you. You'll grieve the fantasy before you actually grieve the person for who they are. She'll help you grieve and you don't need to cook or clean for it. Exactly. And you get to do it on your terms. You ain't got to worry about creeping in bed. You ain't got to worry about sleepy, tired. You had a long day at work. You exhausted. You've been dealing with the kids all night. And you got to roll over and have some sweaty old beer belly, stank breath man touching you and, trying to get you in the mood or whatever. And you just feel obligated to have to do that? Hell no. Nope. Womanizer discovered it about 4 years ago. Never went back. Girl, I bought my first one last summer. Never went back. Never went back. I was watching. I forgot the name of the guy, but I'll have to find the video. But it was an interview that he did with Chris Williamson, who I can't fucking stand. I hate that guy. But he did a video with Chris Williamson, and he said that women produce, I think, 53% less serotonin than men do. And that's the reason why women tend to ruminate more and women tend to not let go of the past. And to me, what I think that means on a biological evolutionary sense, I believe that women release a lot less serotonin as a protective mechanism. So that way you can remember how someone hurt you. That way you can remember how someone made you feel to put you in protective mode to not let it happen again. Don't ever let somebody tell you, you need to get over it. You need to quit thinking about it. No, you're ruminating over it for a reason. Because women have to be more protective. We literally share space with our predator. That's why men are always telling women, it's not that deep. I'm tired of hearing you talking about the same thing over and over. You need to forgive and forget. No, you don't. No, you don't. So they can hurt you again. So they can make you feel like crap again, and you don't put yourself in a situation to protect yourself. Huh. No, not happening over here. I had one I was chatting with from high school showing off his disfigured Vienna and acting like I wanted to be bothered with it. I would never show that to anybody if it was me. I would try to get help, child. And they're just so bold with it. Like, and this is the thing about it. The reason why men feel so comfortable doing that is because at some point there was a woman that just dealt with that. There was a woman that just dealt with that. I think I talked about it on here. I talked about it on here about how a girl was dealing with a stank breath dude. She knew his breath was stank, but she overlooked the stank breath because he was cute and tall and had waves. And then she saw, when she went down below, she saw that his turtleneck had debris all of it, had debris all inside of it, and that was stank too. Yeah, he ain't ever felt the need to clean his turtleneck because just like she overlooked his stank breath because he was tall and cute and had waves, there's a woman that overlooked his stinky turtleneck Johnson with debris all in it because he was cute and tall and had waves. That's the reason why he never feels as though he needs to clean it, because there's a woman out there that just overlooked it. And men know this. This is why men are always saying, well, if you don't do it, I'll find someone who will. Okay, go find that person then. Go find that person that's gonna love you with your deek cheese. Okay? No. I'm lactose intolerant as far as that's concerned. Nope. I don't want no dairy. I don't want my sausage with a side of cheese. No, thank you. This ain't no charcuterie board. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was pretty clever, I'm not gonna lie. I said I don't want my meat with a side of cheese. This ain't no charcuterie board. I'm telling you, they can keep that smegma. They sure can. They can keep that smegma. I want nothing to do with it. I want no parts. She said from under cheek. Like, Oh, I gotta put on my highlighter. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not happening. Not happening. And I know any woman that dealt with that. She came back with BV and all types of stuff. She came back with trichomoniasis. She probably had to get her rabies shot after dealing with the smegma. Like, no. These men will have such lack of self-care. You be having to get a rabies shot after you done with them. They be like, these women are digmatized. No, they're just rabid. she digmatized over me. No, she's just turned rabid. That's exactly what that is. The rabies done turned. It's the rabies. She's been infected with the rabies. Thank you. Oh, Lola, we've all been there though. Honestly, we've all been afraid to hurt men's feelings at some point. It is what it is. It is what it is. One time, y'all. Okay, so one time, one of my exes, he hated for me to get waxed. He hated it because he was like, it's like a little girl down there. He was like, I feel weird with you not having any hair down there. So I had ended up like stopping, but I didn't. I was still getting waxes, so I wasn't shaving. I wasn't shaving in between waxes, and so the hair. He really wanted it like bush lady. Like, it was kind of crazy. He literally wanted it like bushy. He legit wanted it bushy down there. And child, he was like, damn, bitch. I told you not to wax. He's like, I never told you that you didn't need a trim. Ah, too funny. But y'all, I was like, whoa, that's insane. I've never dealt with any man that wanted it like this. Never dealt with this before. Never dealt with this before. Insanity. But y'all, hopefully you guys all enjoyed the live stream. I know this one was a little bit shorter than normal, but that's because I have things to do. I have things to do and I need to be on time to do them. Hopefully I can get this to curl with my finger. He says because women are taught to be proper and say excuse me when we burp and stuff, so they find it attractive when we're unladylike. Chow. Meanwhile, I was cussing him out. I would be cussing him out any chance I got, like not at all a lady, not ladylike to even the smallest, honestly. Not even. That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'll be on here for 10 more minutes and then wait. 17. Yeah, I'll be on here for 10 minutes and then I gotta get off. But that's why I don't go out of my way to do anything that they want me to do. It's like, no, you're gonna have to take me as I am. If not, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about. Listen, you can't miss out on things that are for you. So if it took for me to compromise and do all this stuff to have something, it wasn't mine to begin with. Wasn't mine to begin with at all. Especially if it's outside of the maintenance that I would normally have to keep anything else in life. No. And like that's the thing. Like you don't even have to walk around a whole lot of eggshells at your job like you would have to keep a man. You know what I mean? Some jobs, yes. But overall, no. There's just too much that comes along with having to do all that. I just can't. I can't. I just don't have it in me. I don't have the patience and I don't feel like being inconvenienced. Easy to be single when you don't want to be inconvenienced by anybody. I just don't have time. Okay, I lied, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. Don't forget, like, subscribe. I also have the spiritual channel. I know I haven't posted on there in a while. But I got the spiritual channel, the Patreon. I have the link to the Womanizer website, so you guys can get some goodies over there. And yeah, I am gonna come back on tomorrow in live stream. Maybe I'll come back on the weekend. It's really gonna depend on how I feel because I gotta go back to work next week. Bummer. But I enjoyed having this live stream with you ladies, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your lovely Thursday. Bye.